Alright, so in today's video we're checking out the Samsung Galaxy A36. This is a mid-range phone that came out in 2025. And there's not a lot of coverage on Samsung's mid-range lineup. I believe the A37 has come out very recently, modest spec upgrades. But of course, you're going to be paying almost full price for that. I picked up this one here from Back Market in excellent condition for about half price for what it retails for. So it retails about $400 on Amazon, and I picked it up for about $200. I'll have more details about Back Market a little later in the video, but basically it came in excellent condition, really no issues with the phone, really no scratches, and basically looked brand new. So if you're looking for phones that are kind of in a really good price range, generally speaking, after these phones have come out and been out for maybe about 9 to 10 months, you can get them in pretty good condition for about half price at a lot of renewed places like Amazon Renewed, Back Market, Swappa, etc. And Back Market is one of the places where I pick up a lot of my phones to review. So yes, it is a bit on the older side. Not a lot of coverage on this particular model, and I'm not really sure why. I think that for the vast majority of people, I'd say like 85, 90% of people, this phone is going to be more than good enough for what you want to do on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, my daily driver has been the S25 Ultra, and this is a fully spec one, but you can pick up these now that the S26 Ultra is out, for roughly half price as well. So I think these are going to be in the 600-ish range, somewhere around there, half price. Obviously, you don't need all the features of the S25 Ultra, and I'm going to kind of cover what you don't need, or what most people won't necessarily need in a phone, and why the A36 with its features is going to be good enough. So it's Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front, and on the back is the same, so very slippery. And one of the things that you'll find, if you put this on a flat surface and it's not level, the phone can slide off if it's a slippery surface. There's something to be aware of if you don't have it in a case. I don't have mine in a case. I don't have any scratches on mine either. So luckily, it did fall on carpet one time and didn't suffer any damage. But while it's Corning Gorilla Glass on the front and the back, the frame is plastic, so that is where they're saving some money, whereas the frame on the S25 Ultra is going to be titanium. Obviously, these flagship phones are going to have some sort of metal, like some sort of high-end aluminum or titanium, or some sort of lightweight metal that's going to give the frame a little more stiffness. But for the most part, the phone is totally fine. It's not really easy to bend or anything like that. So the processor in this one is a little bit lower spec, but it's a lower cost as well. Mid-range, but still very, very good. It's a Snapdragon 6 Gen 3. It's a 4-nanometer processor, similar to the one that's in the S25 Ultra, but it has not as much heat generation. So it's quite, in terms of raw specs, the numbers are going to be a little bit lower, but for pretty much all day-to-day tasks, it's going to be more than adequate. And even for light gaming, it is going to be more than adequate. You can play pretty much everything except for the highest end games on this without any issue. Now, obviously, while the top end performance isn't going to be as good, what the benefit is for a mid-range processor is you're going to get really, really good battery life. So on this one, it comes with the same 5,000 milliamp hour battery that my S25 Ultra has, but it lasts significantly longer. So I did a test where I just basically charged to 100%, and I just let it sit there without using it, just to see what the background battery drain would be like. And I believe it lasted almost 7 days and only dropped to 75%. So it used 25% of the battery, and 7 days of just sitting there. And I ran another test where I just looped a YouTube video over and over again here, charged up to 100%, dropped to 65%. Total screen on time was 6 hours and 5 minutes, with screen off time of 2 hours and 30 minutes, and used 35% of the battery in about almost 9 hours. So as you can see, battery life in this one is excellent. Now the screen on here is a 1080p panel. It's like 2340 by 1080, so a very high Resolution 6.7 inches. It is a full OLED panel and 120 hertz. So basically you're getting like 80% of the performance of the screen on the S25 Ultra. Now the screen does get very bright and when you take it outdoors, but I noticed that when you have it on adaptive brightness, there's a little bit of delay in terms of it adjusting the brightness to full brightness. You'll notice it'll be dark for a few seconds, and as it adjusts to the ambient light outside, it'll burst up to full brightness. So if you don't like that little delay, I'd suggest just putting it on manual control and adjusting the brightness manually. But for the most part, even on bright sunny days, I didn't have any issue with seeing the screen outdoors. So when you're looking at the cameras here in the back, you've got a 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 50 megapixel standard wide lens, and a macro lens. It's like 2 megapixels. So if you don't need the telephoto lens of the either 5x zoom or 10x zoom, then this is going to be more than adequate. So this is where they are saving a little bit of cost. Is while the cameras are still pretty good, they are slightly lower cost cameras and lower resolution, especially on the ultra wide. The main sensor, the 50 megapixel sensor, is good enough for most situations, especially if you're in bright sunny conditions. It is a slightly smaller sensor compared to some other 50 megapixel sensors out there. So in low light conditions, it does suffer a little bit. You get a little bit more noise. But with a 50 megapixel sensor, you are able to do 2x zooms, no problem. So you do have a little bit of a zoom in available to you. But if you do need more than that, then of course, then this camera system isn't going to be good enough for you. But for the most part, I found the videos and photos to be more than adequate. And compared to a lot of other off-brand phones out there, other than say like Google, Samsung, or Apple, these photos and videos are more than good enough. But of course, if you're comparing it to the S25 Ultra with its 200 megapixel sensor, that of course is going to be significantly better than this one, but at a much higher cost, of course. So as I mentioned earlier, I did pick this up from back market. I just want to show you that it basically is in pretty much perfect condition. I did buy the one in excellent condition. You can save a few bucks and get it cheaper if you get it in good or fair condition, which is going to be probably will have some scratches either on the glass or most likely on the frame since it's plastic. And I went for the excellent because it's going to be basically flawless, and it, as you can see here, it's pretty much it looks brand new. And when I got it, I thought I got a brand new phone because there was really nothing wrong with it. It was pretty much flawless. Now, one thing that I noticed about the glass on the A36 is that it has a different oleophobic coating compared to some of the other Samsung phones I reviewed, like my S25 Ultra, some other like the A16, the entry level Galaxy, and a lot of the other phones out there. It's a very slick like coating, and it does prevent fingerprints from building up on the phone. And overall, just I feel like the fingers glide better on this without using a screen protector. Whereas on a lot of my other phones, I do tend to put screen protectors on with a very slick oleophobic layer on their screen protectors. Whereas I didn't really feel the need to do that on this one. And I'm not sure why this particular model has a different coating compared to some other phones that I've received or I've reviewed from Samsung. But I just wanted to make a note of that you're aware that if it's something that you're looking for, you can. The phone does feel very good in the hand, but it is also very slippery. Now, in terms of the weight, it's a little bit less than the S25 Ultra. The S25 Ultra is like 218 grams. This is 195 grams, and slightly smaller in dimensions because the screen's a little bit smaller, 6.7 inches versus 6.9 inches. So a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller than the flagship phones. If you're looking for something a little bit on the smaller side, then again, this is one to check out. And regarding back market, you can return anything from any of the stores that you buy their phones from within 30 days. And actually, I've returned other ones in the past that I didn't feel like it met the standard that you know. Like for example, I think there was a phone maybe like a year ago I returned where it was listed as excellent, but had a lot of scratches on it. So I just returned it and got my money back within, I think it took about a week and a half after they received it. So that's one of the nice things about back market is that if you aren't satisfied within the 30-day window, you can initiate a return and get your money back, and then buy a different phone. So I do like that about Back Market. And if you use my link with the discount code in the description, you will get like $20 off, I believe, on your purchase. So if you're looking for a discount, make sure you use that code down in the description if you want to pick up a phone from Back Market. But I'll put a link to this one here. I think I paid about $200 at the time, but it was a while ago. I've had this phone for quite a few months now, and I've been using it a fair amount. I'm actually running really behind. I have another phone that's gonna. I think this is the next one I'm going to review. This is the Moto G Stylus 2025. I also got this from Back Market, and I also have a Pixel Fold and a S25 Edge that I'm going to be reviewing on the channel a little bit later. But of course, I kind of incorporate them in my other reviews. So if you are urgently wanting to see those other reviews on those other phones, let me know in the comments if you have any questions about those, or if you really want to see reviews on those other models that I have. But they will be coming out over the next few months, because as I said, I'm running a little bit behind on these, and I do use the credits that I get from you guys purchasing the phones from Back Market towards new phones that I can review. So these phones that are coming up are based on feedback I got from previous comments on older videos I did on my phone reviews. So if there are models that you want to see, do let me know in the comment section, because I am finding that the market is kind of getting flooded with a lot of recent models from like the last year, the last 2 years, and a lot of these models are still very, very good, and the specs are still very good, while the newer models, like a lot of the ones that are coming out now in 2026, they haven't really surprised me in terms of specs being that much better. They're marginally better in very small, subtle ways, but nothing that's really that impressive. So you can save a lot of money and still get a good phone for, like I said, like if it's been out for like 10 months, a year, then you can find them for half off of what they originally came out as. Anyway, that's going to cover for my review here of the A36. A very good phone all around. Highly recommend it if you can get it for around that $200 price point or lower. And probably by the time you're watching this video, price is probably going to be even lower. They just keep going down as time goes on. But yeah, definitely I'm impressed with the overall performance of it, and also mainly the fact that it's got massive amounts of battery life and it doesn't generate a lot of heat, doesn't get hot. So overall, very happy with it, and don't have any issues recommending this. If you're looking for a phone that meets your criteria here, obviously if you need those high-end features, then the S25 Ultra is the way to go. But this one here is going to probably meet the needs of 80 to 90% of the people out there. So again, I'll link everything down in the description. That'll do for this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.